Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 2. I am Janice Cobham coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Let's take a look at the headlines. 10th National Assembly to be inaugurated Tuesday. People advised on getting proper rest daily to reduce risk of developing tumor growth in the brain as World Brain Tumor Day is marked today. Plus, dam attack, Zelensky versus flood hits Ukraine region. We'll bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Many thanks for joining us this afternoon on the news at 2. We'll begin this afternoon with a report that the 10th National Assembly will be inaugurated on Tuesday, June 13. This is according to a statement signed by the Clerk of the National Assembly, Sani Tambawal. The statement noted that senators-elect and members-elect of the House of Representatives are to visit the Senate Conference Room 231 and the House of Representatives Conference Room 301 respectively, with copies of their Code of Conduct clearance, certificate of return and valid identity cards for registration on Monday, June 12 at 10 a.m. Tambawal further added that only senators-elect and members-elect will be given access to the chambers. And meanwhile, the Senate has passed the bill for the establishment of a police pension board. This followed the recent exit from the contribution pension scheme by the National Assembly workers. However, pension operators have said the expected funding provided in the police bill could not be sustained by the government if it was approved. According to them, the bill excludes the Nigerian police force from the contributory pension scheme and return the force to the old defined benefit scheme. Meanwhile, industry stakeholders said it will cost the federal government 2 trillion naira pension liabilities to cater to about 300,000 police personnel. They added that the bill would make the federal government to fully fund the pensions for the police as opposed to the CPS that requires contributions from workers and employees. In the meantime now, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Baba, has commended the National Assembly for the passage of Police Pension Board Bill and the Nigeria Police Force College, Training School and Institution Establishment Bill. In a statement by the force spokesperson Olumuyiwa Adejobi, Baba pointed out that the removal of the Nigerian police force from the contributory pension scheme and establishment of MPF Pension Board is a welcome development and will be resourceful in addressing the plight of police retirees. The IGP described the passage of the 2 bills as a milestone achievement with positive impacts that will redefine the act of policing in the country, stressing that the bill would standardize the training capacity of the force, enhance police productivity, and address the reoccurring pension-related hardship. And now to the Green Chambers, where the House of Representatives has said it considered a total of 2,232 bills in the last 4 years, out of which 2,000 were passed. The chairman of the House Committee on Rules and Business, Abubakar Fulata, reeled out statistics showing the performance of the 9th Assembly at the valedictory session of the chambers. Fulata highlighted the bills to include those sponsored by members of the House, bills presented by the executive arm of the government, usually through the President, and bills passed by the Senate and transmitted to the House for concurrence. He added that the 9th Assembly is the most productive of all the assemblies in the history of the National Assembly. Now to Nigeria's leader, President Bola Tinubu, who has directed the National Economic Council, NEC, led by Vice President Kashim Shettima, to devise an approach and begin the process of working on interventions to mitigate the impact of subsidy removal on Nigerians. The governor of Ogun State, Dakpa Abiodun, stated this after leading some major oil marketers on a courtesy visit to the president at the State House. And while speaking to newsmen after the meeting, Governor Abiodun, who was a former chairman of the Oil Marketers Association, stated that the marketers expressed solidarity with the president for removing the 4 trillion naira subsidy burden, a move that can enhance the Federation Account Allocation Committee (FAC) allocations to state. The group of marketers who visited the president announced the intention to donate between 50 to 100-seater mass transit buses to help the masses. Meanwhile, President Tinubu has appealed to the All Progressives Congress APC senators-elect to abide by the zoning arrangement as announced by the party's National Working Committee, NWC, ahead of the inauguration of the 10th Senate on Tuesday, June 13. According to a former presidential aspirant, Adamu Garba, Tinubu made the appeal while addressing over 40 APC senators-elect led by Senator Akpabio at the Aso Rock Villa. Garba, in a tweet, said, Tinubu asked the senators-elect to toe the lines of the party's zoning arrangement in electing the presiding officers, stressing that it is the right thing to do in support of the renewed hope agenda of his administration. Recall that the APC had last month zoned the position of President of the Senate in the 10th Assembly to the South-South with Senator Godswill Akpabio. Away from that now, the federal government has inaugurated the Adoption Readiness Working Group, ARWG, for the implementation of sustainability reporting standards, which is to be issued by the International Sustainability Standards Board, ISSB. The implementation would begin with the general requirements for disclosures of sustainability-related financial information, IFRS S1, and subsequently the climate-related disclosures, IFRS S2. It said both standards are expected to be launched globally on June 26, 2023, while implementation would commence on January 1, 2024. Speaking at the inauguration of the working group, the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Evelyn Ngige, noted that Nigeria would be the first to adopt the reporting benchmark in Africa and one of the earliest adopters in the world. In another development, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, and the National Population Commission, MPC, have partnered with the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, for the registration of 12.7 million births in 2023. The partnership will also include the issuance of birth certificates that provide the names and nationality of every child in Nigeria under the age of 5 in 21 states, 456 local government areas, and 4,978 wards across the country. UNICEF Chief of Child Protection, Dr. Ibrahim Sesay, stated this while leading a team of officials of the agency and the MPC to sign a memorandum of understanding with the NYSC at the National Directorate headquarters in Abuja. In a statement by the NYSC, Dr. Sesay said 800 corps members would be enlisted for the exercise and would work alongside the National Population Commission officials. And back here, as World Brain Tumor Day is celebrated around the globe today with the theme, Protect Yourself, Keep Away from Stress, people have been advised on getting proper rest daily in order to reduce risk of developing tumor growth in the brain. Speaking with Spectrum Television on the significance of the celebration, Public Health representative to Nigerian Medical Students Association, Uko Edet, who described brain tumor as an abnormal growth of cells in the brain or around it, said that brain tumors can be cancerous or non-cancerous. According to him, the specific effect of a brain tumor on the brain can vary wildly depending on individual factors and the characteristics of the tumor. He further talked about the types of tumor that can develop in the brain. He identified some common treatments for brain tumor to include surgery, radiation therapy, and chemotherapy. We move now to Africa, where UN Secretary General for Peace Operations Jean Lacroix has said that peacekeepers should withdraw from the Democratic Republic of Congo (DRC) as quickly as possible, yet responsibly. Speaking in the capital Kinshasa during a visit to the DRC, Lacroix said the Congolese state should step up its response to the armed groups that is reportedly plaguing the east of the country, while noting the frustration this insecurity is causing the peacekeeping mission. According to Lacroix, the public has been concerned by the violence that occurred during recent demonstrations, and it is essential to put an end to the crisis. Reports say the UN peacekeeping force in the Democratic Republic of Congo, known as MONUSCO, is one of the largest and costliest in the world, with an annual budget of $1 billion, and has been present in the country since 1999. To Hammanskraal, a township north of the capital Pretoria, where there was a reported case of deadly outbreaks of cholera. Ramaphosa said the outbreak has caused devastation and government agencies has been working on measures to contain the spread of the disease. Reports say his visit follows the death of at least 26 people, mostly in Hammanskraal, the epicenter of the outbreak. According to reports, more than 130 residents have been treated for the waterborne disease. On the foreign scene now, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has visited the region flooded by the breached Kakhovka Dam today, as Moscow installed. Authorities said 5 people had been killed in the disaster. Zelensky said the dam was breached on Tuesday, forcing thousands to flee their homes as water surged into the Dnipro River, flooding dozens of villages and parts of the regional capital Kherson, sparking fears of a humanitarian disaster. Meanwhile, the regional governor, Alexander Prokundin, noted that Ukraine and Russia have accused each other of causing the breach, which today had left 600 square kilometers underwater. The governor added that despite the danger and heavy Russian shelling, evacuation from the flooded area continues. And still on the foreign scene now, UN nuclear watchdog has said that the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, will strengthen its presence at the Russian-occupied Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant next week. According to a statement by IAEA, a new and larger team will replace the group currently at the plant in southern Ukraine when Director Rafael Grossi visits the facility next week. Recall that Russia captured the nuclear plant in March last year, but it is reportedly operated mainly by Ukrainian staff. And still to come in the news, Liverpool signs Brighton and Argentina midfielder Alexis Alista for £35 million. Do stay with us.
Your attention, please.
Uyo, listen up. Igbo Air is turning 4, and we are turning up. with a first-of-its-kind drive-in cinema featuring our world record breaker Hilda Bassi live in Uyo, Nollywood stars Imeb Bishop, Iniedo, and Chidi Mokemen. Also featuring Kenny Black, Dan Dizzy, Itbaudo, and lots more performances. Side attractions include stunts by bikers and BMW Club. There'll be light painting and graffiti wall. It's a cruise party. Date is Friday, 9th of June 2023. Venue is a car park Tropicana Entertainment Center, Uyo. Time, red carpet and main event 5 p.m. while the movie is 8 p.m. prompt. Proudly supported by Guinness, BMW, Jameson Irish Whiskey, Cold Stone, Tropicana Mall, Ibom Icon Hotel and Golf Resort, Domino's Pizza, DreamWorks Direct, Iwalewa Art Gallery, and many more. This event is strictly by invitation. Stay tuned to this platform and all Ibom Air social media platforms for more information. Ibom Air, flying forward. This event
continues to significantly slow global economic growth. According to its latest forecast, the global economy would slow to 2.1% in 2023, which are 0.4 percentage points higher than its estimate released in January. The World Bank's chief economist, Indemit Gill, disclosed that the growth rate is one of the weakest in the past 5 decades. Still in business now, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company NNPCL has confirmed that once the Dangote refinery starts pumping out refined petroleum products from late July or early August, the NNPCL will cut down on its import of premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol. Reports say NNPCL is currently the sole importer of petrol into Nigeria, a tax which it has shouldered for several years. The national oil firm spokesperson Gabardine Mohammed said once the 650,000 barrels per day crude oil production commences in August, importation of petroleum products will cut down and the needed energy security for the country will be provided. We move to health now, where the European Commission EU says it will support various mental health initiatives across the globe with 1.23 billion euros, an equivalent of $1.32 billion. The president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, in a press release noted that the Commission is aiming to put mental health at par with physical health by focusing on prevention, access to mental health care, treatments, and reintegration after recovery. Speaking in the same vein, the EU Health Commissioner Stella Kyriakides said it will break down stigma and discrimination so that those in need can reach out and receive the support they need. The Health Commissioner added that the move came after the COVID-19 pandemic negatively affected the psychological well-being of many Europeans. We move now to, and still in health now, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, has said that the country needs a pacetime health system to be better prepared for the next pandemic. The Director General of the NCDC, Dr. Ifedayo Adetifa, said this in Abuja at the Institute of Human Virology, Nigeria, and the International Research Center of Excellence Scientific Seminar. He noted there was a need for the development of libraries for rapid diagnostics, therapeutic and vaccine development in anticipation of disease, adding that there is also a need for the country to intensify its approaches to health promotions, disease prevention, and emergency response. And moving to sports now, Liverpool has completed a £35 million deal to sign midfielder Alexis Alista from Brighton on a 5-year contract. Reports say the fee could rise to £55 million for the Argentina playmaker, which helped Brighton finish 6th in the Premier League last term to qualify for Europe for the first time. The 24-year-old scored 20 goals in 112 appearances for the Seagulls and helped Argentina win the 2022 World Cup. And still in sports now, West Ham ended their 43-year wait for a major trophy as Jarrod Bowen scored a last-minute goal to beat Fiorentina 2-1 and win the Europa Conference League in Prague The final seemed to be heading for extra time after Birmingham's second half penalty was cancelled out just 7 minutes later by a well-taken effort from Giacomo Bonaventura. The victory seals a place for West Ham in next season's Europa League and means European football for the third year running for the first time in the club's history. On our entertainment news now, the duo of Nigerian singers Divine Ikubo and David Adeleke, popularly known as Rema and Davido, have debuted songs on Spotify 2023 Songs of Summer Predictions. Davido made this known on social media, expressing his excitement about the prediction. Reports say Rema's song with American superstar Selena Gomez, Calm Down, and unavailable from Davido's latest album Timeless, were the only African songs predicted by Spotify to blow up charts this summer. And still on entertainment, Nigerian actor Odunlade Adekola has released his teaser of his forthcoming Yoruba epic Orisha, Deity. The movie thespian shared the news on his Instagram page. Reports say the film, which is reportedly set in an ancient Yoruba city, will feature Adekola alongside Adekola the cast of Femi Adebayo, Shafi Bello, Jide Kosoko, and Dele Udule, among others, and will be available in seminars from July 21, 2023. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do well to follow us on all our social media handles and ensure to subscribe to your YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website at spectrumtv.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 2. I am Janice Cobham. Do you have a great good afternoon?